Welcome to Gen X TrustFall, the podcast dedicated to planned and unplanned midlife changes and the ability to trust in the unknown. I'm Carla Loomis. In today's episode, my young friend Gio is back for the game Gen X versus Gen Alpha. Can the old lady beat the 10-year-old in a pop culture throwdown? Next, a fun conversation with Ann Roman, realtor, psychic medium, and founder of Groovy Mystics. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you enjoy. Welcome back, Gio.
Yes.
I'm so glad you're here.
Me too.
Okay. So today we're going to play a little game.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know what generation you are?
I'm Gen Alpha, I'm pretty sure.
Gen Alpha? You're not called a COVID baby?
No, because I was born in 2015.
Okay. Okay. I am Gen X and you are Gen Alpha.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to see who knows the other generation better.
Okay.
Okay. And I don't have any kids your age, so I don't know. I'm not going to be very good at this probably.
Probably not.
Okay. So the game is that I'm going to list 6 shows that were popular when I was a kid, and you have to tell me what you think they're about.
Okay.
And if you get any right, you get 1 point. And then when it's your turn, you're going to say 6 shows that are on right now, and I have to guess what they're about. And if I get any right, then I get a point.
Okay.
And then whoever wins has to buy, no, whoever loses has to buy a round of drinks.
What does that mean? Like, we have to go to, like, the market?
No, we have to go to the bar, and then whoever lost the game has to pay for the drinks.
Okay, well, since I'm not old enough, we have to go to the market, and then we'll buy something there.
Okay. Or we can wait till you're 21. How long is that going to be?
Like 11 years?
11 years? That's kind of a long time. All right. We'll figure that out.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Should we start?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go first. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So my first show that I watched when I was young, I didn't really like it. It wasn't my favorite, but it was called SWAT.
I think I've heard of it.
Okay. What do you think it was about?
I think there was this one person that did something bad, and then he, like, kind of ran away from it, like a hit and run.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying he did something bad, maybe killed people.
Yeah.
And then he kind of went away from it. And then the SWAT found out and, like, went to his house or something.
Ooh,
like that,
what's the
maybe?
SWAT? What do you think that was?
That's like the police, right?
Oh,
like the more
okay.
like advanced.
All right.
Like,
I'm going to give you a
version of
point
police.
for that because SWAT was actually about a police team that would get the bad guys. So I'm going to give you a point for that. That was very good.
Okay.
Okay. Number 2, Zoom.
Okay, I have like no idea.
Take a guess. It was a show called Zoom.
Is it? Can I have like a hint? Like, was it scary?
It was not scary.
Like romantic?
No.
What like type of genre? Like, was it fiction?
It
like
was
based off a real
kind
story?
of educational.
Educational. Maybe like, I don't know. Like, you should never like go on a Zoom call with someone.
I like
you never
that.
know. Or like,
Oh, like
show
stranger
pictures.
danger type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Type of danger.
It's a very good guess, but guess what I didn't have back in the day?
What?
A computer. We did not have computers. I know. Back in the day, we did not have computers. So Zoom was a show that you only watched if there was nothing else on because we only got 3 channels. So Zoom was like a last resort because it was educational and pretty boring. And their theme song went like this. We're gonna zoom, 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 zoom. That was it. That was their whole theme song. And it was boring, but sometimes you're stuck watching it.
Okay.
Okay. So you have 1 point still. Number 3, the electric company.
Pardon?
The electric company.
I have no idea.
No?
No guess
Just
at all.
No guess even.
No guess. I don't have a single,
No.
like,
Not a single clue.
not a single clue.
Okay.
Nothing.
The electric company was kind of like Zoom, except it was a little more exciting and it had a little bit better people on it. I guess it was more like an older kid's Sesame Street.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was called the electric company. I don't know why. Maybe because like in the cartoons, a light bulb goes off in your head when you realize something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not sure why they named it the electric company.
Okay.
Okay. Chips. That's the next one. Number 4 is chips.
Is it like scary at all? Like,
I'm not going to give you clues on this one.
I have no guess.
Take a guess. Just if
someone was eating chips and they started to internal bleed. That's my guess.
Well, you don't get a point for that because it was a cop show. It was the police. It was 2 guys on motorcycles that would drive around, and Ponch and John were their names. One was blonde and one was dark. That was what your dad and my other brother, Paul, used to love to play. They played chips all the time. And
what the hell is chips?
It's two guys on motorcycles, but they were on their bikes, and they would ride around and bust people in the neighborhood for doing something.
Oh.
Chips was very popular with the boys.
Okay.
Not the girls. I never played chips. Okay. Different strokes. You got to guess. You have to guess.
2 people had different strokes at the same time. One person died, one person
I love that.
lived.
That was not the show, though. Different Strokes was a very rich man who adopted 2 boys from the bad part of town, and he already had a daughter. And the 2 boys, one was kind of like a very short person, almost a little person.
Oh my God, I get it. Why called 2 strokes?
Yeah, Different Strokes, yeah.
Different.
And then the younger brother would always say, "What you talking about, Willis?"
That's where my brother got that. He used to say, "What'd you talk about, Benny?"
That's it.
To Benny. Oh
yeah. What you talking about, Willis? That was like, and so everybody, if someone was saying something that you didn't really like, you would just interrupt them with, "What you talking about, Willis?" Yeah, everyone said it. Okay, and my last one.
What?
Is the A-Team. The A-Team.
The A-Team?
Yeah. What do you think that was about?
Maybe like the baseball game, like how they formed or something.
Oh, I like that.
Like, I don't know.
Okay, that is a great guess. However, I have to give you the thumbs down on that because the A-Team was a group of men. I think it was all men. They drove around in a van. And Mr. T, have you heard of Mr. T? What? I don't think your parents have been teaching you very much because Mr. T was a very popular guy with a mohawk, and he would say, "I pity the fool," right before he beat him up. It was like they went after bad guys.
I have no idea.
Yeah. So you got 1 point. So
okay. I don't think you're going to know any of mine. Besides like 1.
Okay. Well, we'll see. So it's your turn. Go ahead.
Got my mic on. Okay. My first show is Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, I've heard of that. And I think it's about a bunch of little kids that look for aliens.
Like half a point. Because it is kids, but they're just normal playing Dungeons and Dragons, but someone steals one of the friend group. One of, like, the kids from the friend group.
Wait, what do you mean steals them?
Like, he kidnaps. Like,
what?
Like, one of, like,
that's
there's
scary.
this one leader named Vecna, and then he has, like, a bunch of minions named Demogorgons.
Ooh.
And the Demogorgon basically stole Will, one of, like, the main characters, and basically, once he came back, he wasn't the same. He had, like, all this stuff happening to him, and that's why it's called Stranger Things, because strange things started happening in town after, like, 5 seasons.
Is it scary?
Yeah. It's like gore. Yeah.
Should I watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But look.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that picture. Yes. Okay. So I got a half point.
Now, next is Tales of 85.
Tales of 85. okay, I graduated in 1985 from high school. So I think it's a show about kids in 1985 with feathered hair and leg warmers and some really tight jeans.
No, trick question. It's the cartoon version of Stranger Things.
Okay.
It's the cartoon version. So.
All right. Well, I like mine better. But okay.
Okay. The Amazing Digital Circus.
The Amazing Digital Circus. So I think this is about how kids can't go to real circuses anymore because, like, you can't keep an elephant anymore. That's just not right. And so now they have to watch AI circuses on their iPads.
No. So basically, this is what the characters look like. And it's all in a video game. They're real people, but they got, like, sucked into a video game, I guess.
Oh.
And they're trying to survive the circus.
Oh,
basically.
okay.
But it's all in digital.
Okay. But they were real and then they got sucked into the digital world.
Yes, that's
okay. Is it good?
I've never watched it. I just heard of it, so
okay.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
And it's not like a TV show. It's like a web series.
Oh, well, there you go. I would never watch that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next is Cocomelon.
Cocomelon. I've heard of this. So I think it's a girl named Coco, and her head looks like a melon, like maybe a cantaloupe. It has to be it. There's absolutely no other description for Cocomelon.
No, it's a baby TV show, and the family just goes on a bunch of trips and adventures and stuff. It's just a baby TV show.
Who's Coco? Which one's Coco?
I don't even know if their names are Coco. I think they just named it Cocomelon.
Oh.
Well, his head kind of does look like
it does kind of look like a melon. And a cantaloupe. It's the right color for the outside of a cantaloupe. So, okay. All right. Well, I have half a point. You have 1 point.
Next is Squid Games.
Squid Games. Angela watched this. I did not watch it. I think it's a weird game about killing people with squids, like putting squids over their heads so that they kind of suffocate, and then
I was gonna give you half a point, but you just blew it.
What do you mean?
So I don't know why it's exactly called Squid Games, but all I know about it, I've never watched it.
Okay.
It's just a little bit too much for me.
It is.
But I've like seen clips of it.
Okay.
These people get recruited for like this game in like a warehouse, and there's these like guards that kind of like they play multiple games.
Okay.
And basically, if they play red light, green light, if they move at red, they get shot and killed.
Oh.
And they play like a bunch of different games. Like, like they play tug of war, and then one team fell off like the platform and died.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah,
so it's like little kid games, but you die.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, do kids play dodgeball anymore?
I don't actually know.
No.
So yes, actually.
Dodgeball was brutal when I was a kid. And you did think you were going to... Some kids got hit in the head with that red, bouncy ball. And
yeah,
it
they
hurt.
They hurt.
Yeah. So I get that. Okay. All right. Well, I was almost tied with you.
My last one is Skibidi Toilet.
Skibidi Toilet. Okay. This has to be a show for... like junior high boys. I think they're targeting 12, 13-year-old boys. It
is a little bit gorish, but it's like very funny.
Oh, okay. I don't know what skibbity means. And so I'm going to go with a show that has a lot of potty jokes for boys, like a lot of, pee-pee jokes, a lot of poop references, and maybe a couple references to their anatomy, their body parts.
Yeah, they do like make little jokes about that stuff, but really it's like the new kid brain rot, like like the 6-7 memes and like all that stuff.
Kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but it was like in 2025, like November.
Okay.
And it was a show, and there's like a bunch of different entities. This is Skibidi Toilet.
So there's a creepy looking AI, well, not even AI, almost a AI guy, just with his head sticking out of a toilet.
And there's these other entities just fighting for the earth, I guess.
Not the toilet.
No.
Okay.
But yes, they do make various.
They do. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it is more targeted to like 5th grade, middle school.
5th grade. Okay. Well, I almost had it right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it seems that I have lost the Gen X versus Gen Alpha challenge.
In your face.
So it appears that in 11 years, I'll be buying cocktails for you. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Gio.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hello, Carla. I am Anne Roman and Ravina Roman. My mother named me to what my name would look like on the side of a book as an author. And I recently wrote a book, and that's on the title. It's right there on the front cover. I am a baby boomer. I'm perpetually 45, but I'm definitely older than that. And we'll just leave it there. I remember a friend of mine, she was in her 90s and she had a boyfriend that was 75. And she said, it's none of his business what my age is.
Yeah, I agree.
So I kind of followed that.
Yeah.
I'm a native of the Bay Area. I was born at O'Connor Hospital. My father was born in Monroe Street in Santa Clara, but he is a child of Spanish immigrants from Granada, Spain, which a lot of people in Santa Clara were Portuguese, Italian, and Spanish. And his doctor used to call him the Emperor of Santa Clara. My mother was from England, and she grew up in England and left when she married my father. But she survived World War II, the Blitz. And where she lived, that's where all the bombs used to drop. It was pretty awful. Just never talked about it, never said anything about the war growing up other than my mother was really good at the ration stamps and little things she would talk about, but never the horrible things until I was older. But that made an impact on her, and she suffered from mental illness throughout her adult life. And she was brilliant and beautiful and had just a very eloquent way of speaking, and she was lovely, a lovely person. So I believe that she kind of gave me, growing up in that environment, kind of made me, I don't know, the gifted child. I knew too much about things.
Did you know that she was mentally ill when you were young? Was that talked about? Oh, you did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was an Agnew. And when you say your mother's an Agnew, people look at you like you have 3 heads.
Oh my gosh. And can you explain to people that don't know what Agnew was? Can you explain?
Absolutely. Agnew was a state hospital for insane people or mentally ill, but they used to say insane or lunatic. They would say lunatic. And she was there for months on end. And I lived with my grandmother, with my sister, the first time that she was hospitalized. Growing up with that gives you an edge to certain things, and you have a knowingness, definitely. So I was always very funny as a kid, or kind of shouty, or I had a lot of things going on. And I have 5 sisters, but my parents had kids over 21 years. So I had little sisters, and I had an older sister, and we were very dramatic and flamboyant growing up.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. But that forced me to get married at 19.
Okay. To kind of get out of the house and...
I kind of wanted my own sane environment. And I was married about a month and a half before I turned 20. But that was normal when I was at it.
Right.
There were girls that got married, the Saturday after graduation, or they got married, their junior year. There were married girls and guys in high school.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's just they consider that abuse now.
Yeah, I know.
Which is kind of weird.
I know.
That's the prime time of your life.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. So.
I went on to have 3 children.
Oh.
And I was a mother. And I didn't work. I was like the volunteer of the year person. I was always involved in the community, made a lot of friends. In my kids' school, I was involved in the art community. I lived in Mission San Jose at the time.
Oh, okay.
And my husband's career, I was always supporting him in his beautiful career, the peacock, always dusting little feathers. Never do that again.
The Mad Men.
Yeah, the Mad Men, exactly. I watched it, I go, oh my God. I was married to that. I wasn't like those women, though. I was never like that. I was always a little bit left to center, I guess.
Like a free spirit.
Very much a free spirit. And then we moved to Danville, and a few years later, our marriage ended. And that's when my life became mine.
Nice.
And through a lot of self-discovery. Yeah, it was hard, but there was a lot of self-discovery with that. And I felt this need to go be successful and go do this thing. And my sister and I had a cookie business, Spanish cookies called Rosquilla. And we did very well. We sold them in cafes and in the farmer's market, but her husband was transferred to LA, and it was too hard for me to do it on my own. And she had a small child, so we just kind of put it on the back burner for a while, but we've never gone back to it.
So you had a cookie business with your sister, and how long did that last?
A couple of years.
Okay.
Maybe a little longer than that. Maybe 4 years. It was great. It was great doing the farmer's market and coming up with the packaging and coming up with the story. I found out I love creating. Love that. But I needed to take care of my family, and I became a realtor.
Oh, okay.
Licensed in 96, so I've been a realtor for 30 years.
Wow.
Not as active as I once was, but I'm still a realtor.
Okay.
And a darn good one.
I was going to say, did you enjoy that? Can you use creativity? Are you able to be creative when you're a realtor?
Well, you get real creative with writing a contract.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be where the creative part comes in. And the negotiating requires a little expertise and getting it to close and all those things. And I really enjoyed it. And I was very busy, and I worked for really wonderful people. Independent realtors are independent contractors.
Yes.
And I took my license with, really good people, and made a lot of wonderful friends in that industry and had wonderful clients. I was very, very blessed. Then one day I had about $80,000 fall through my fingers. It's all this business I had turned to nothing. It was like sand in my hands.
Oh, no.
And that was in the early 2000s.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
I got to do something else right now. I don't know how long this is going to last. I was telling my broker, who's a very dear friend of mine, I said, I'm going to go do something else. She goes, well, what are you going to do? I said, you know what I'm going to go do? I'm going to go do Anne Roman.
And Rabina Roman.
And Rabina Roman, exactly. I even had it on my card at that time. It said, A. Rabina Roman Intuitive Counselor. There was a shop in Los Gatos, and I started doing business out of there. I was asked to be on the radio. I did so many things and made so many connections with that. It was just unreal how that took off.
And so how old were you? Because you were in real estate for 20 years, 30 years?
I have been. It's 30 years now.
30 years. Okay. When did you decide I'm going to do something completely different?
I would say that it was right around 50. And I haven't looked back because I believe it is a calling what I do. And it has evolved since then. It's not one of those things that stays the same. I don't use cards or anything. I like runes. I think runes are really cool. My daughter taught me how to do those. But I don't use anything. When I do a reading, I'm going into a meditation and I'm getting the information and I'm giving it to the person. At the same time, when I was doing that, my mother became ill and I took care of her until she passed. And my best friend passed at the same time.
Oh, gosh.
I needed to kind of recover from that. And then somebody asked me to come to Boston to do a group there.
A group like?
Meaning that I do psychic groups, like you see on TV where people come and see me and I do my work. People say, hey, I've got 4 friends that want to have a group. Okay, great.
Oh, okay.
First, I've done it at restaurants. I've traveled. One time, my daughter lived in Vermont for a while, and one time I was flying home from Vermont. There was a group of girls going from New Hampshire to Vegas for a bachelorette party, and I was doing a group on the plane.
Oh my
I had
gosh.
people 3 seats up, 3 seats back, and it was wonderful. So when I went back to Boston, I said, hey, I'm going to be there. Do you want me to do another group? And she said, yes, of course. So I went from Boston to New Hampshire.
Oh my gosh.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I came back on such a high because I was really appreciated, and I just met so many fascinating people. It was wonderful. I was there for a week. And when I got back, I was talking to my son and I said, I want to do this. I want to take this further than where I'm at. And he said, Mom, what you need to do, you need to have a platform and get people like yourself and have people come to you. And I'm like, well, I was thinking maybe travel. You could be like my manager and, book me a place. Which I'm still open to. I would love that. So then I got to thinking, I said, that's a lot of work. But I have a strong sense of being a visionary. I have those skills in me. I can see things let's give it a whirl. So the wheels started turning, and I created Groovy Mystics.
Interesting.
Yeah. I reached out, I want to say, to 2 people that I knew that were doing what I did, our psychics.
Oh, okay.
And before you know it, I had 80 people from around the world reach out to me. I want to be on your platform. Please let me do that. It was quite remarkable. I've never advertised for readers, ever. And I've interviewed every single one of them. They have to give me a reading. I want to know how they talk, how they present themselves. And Groovy was born. So now we're just about to relaunch it. And I'm very excited about it.
So can I ask you some questions that I think people might have for you as a psychic?
Oh, sure.
What is the most common thing that people want to know? I actually went to a psychic once. I was pregnant. She got everything wrong because she told me I was having a girl. She was going to dance ballet. She told me all this stuff and none of it. I had boys. So anyway,
that poor girl reading you.
Well,
I hope I don't know her.
But it was fine. It was fun. I mean, for me, it was a fun thing. But what do people really want to know when they come to you?
Well, the most popular thing now is that I am a medium.
Oh, okay.
And a medium can commune with the other side.
Right.
People that have passed.
Yes.
And I didn't used to do that. I've always done it, but I never let anybody know that I did it because, you can hear the pin hit the carpet when you say, I'm a psychic medium. I talk to dead people.
Right.
It's true. It's true. So I had this gentleman come to me and this is when I was at the shop and he wanted a medium reading. And I said, okay. And I did it and it was unbelievable. It was so healing for him that I've decided at that point, you got to let this cat out of the bag. You have to do this for people because it's cathartic, it's healing, and it helps people move on. Because grief is so hard. There's no timeline on grief. There's no set anything on grief.
Right.
We all experience it. And certain people leaving us have a different effect than others. So it requires a lot of kindness, I think. And those words that I get, and I never know who's going to show up. I mean, it could be your 3rd grade teacher from 1959.
Right.
And you just don't know. You don't know who's going to show up.
Oh, do they ask for specific people or do they?
He was asking about, he didn't give me any name. He said a friend of his.
Oh, okay.
That's all he said. And he was very stoic. But when I started talking, he needed a few Kleenex. He was emotional.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe what I picked up on it.
Interesting. So is that like the number one thing that they want to hear from or know that their loved one is okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. Or a message or whatever. Then the other thing is I have a lot of professional people that would probably not want you to know who they are.
Yeah. Well, I don't need to know who they are.
No, I know. I'm just saying
Right.
that I
Yeah.
very private. I have a lot of pharmacists and they don't know each other. They're all over the country, which is really weird. And they're usually talking about something that's going on in their lives. I have a lot of teachers.
Uh-huh.
And I have engineers, not so many.
And do people ever ask you about their future? Are you able to look at someone's future or is it usually about their past?
It's usually about their current.
Their current. Okay.
With what do you see coming up? I get that. And the past. It's about the past, present, and future. It depends on the client. You know, there's not that anything. I'll ask them what their birth date is and if they have any questions. Is there something you want me to look at? And they'll tell me, but very rarely give me any information. I don't want the story. I just want the question or the name of the person. I don't need the story. The story can cloud it. And my sessions usually last between, 30-minute session or an hour.
Uh-huh.
Most of them are on the phone or on Zoom. And except when I do groups, I go there and I meet the people and I do the group.
Interesting. And so you also do astrology?
I do. I would never refer to myself as an astrologer. I'm a student of astrology, but I interpret a chart.
Yeah.
I'm very good with that. I understand the lingo. I understand it. My astrologer told me, you'd be a great astrologer. You should do astrology. But I do other people that are really, really good at it. And, they talk about things that I never study.
Yeah.
So I like that. But yeah, I do charts. I do.
My best friend growing up was way into astrology. And so we would meet someone or something. She's like, oh, he's a Leo. Like she, like she was very much, oh, he's a dick because he's a whatever. And it's like, oh my gosh, I don't, the Scorpios are a little tricky, I guess, but,
But the most loyal. Yeah, I think astrology is fascinating because it's not psychic. It can be predictory if you do a progressed chart, but it's fascinating to me. It's all mathematical equations of what the planets were doing. I think it's quite interesting. And I will say that whenever Mercury is retrograde, you tell me that you don't have havoc in your life. You tell me that you haven't lost something or something hasn't gone haywire. It is absolutely true. When the president election in the early 2000s, it was Bush and Gore.
Uh-huh.
And there was that thing that happened.
Yeah.
It was Mercury going direct right then. Like, oh my God. They don't know this. You couldn't have done this on this day. But don't mind it. I look at the chart. I always look for avoid course moon if I'm going to sign a contract. Like in real estate, whenever I would get a contract during Mercury retrograde, I knew that it would fall apart or have to be revised. And it did. I have people that call me and say, hey, what's going on with the stars? What the heck is happening here in my life? And I'm like, well, it's happening. Whatever it is, you just go with it. You can't stop it.
Yeah. Can I ask you a personal question and you can say no?
You can ask me any personal question.
Okay.
And I can say, I don't know.
Yes. Do you make enough money to keep yourself going with your business?
Well, it goes up and down. It's not like real estate.
Okay.
I could sell a house right now and do very well. And there have been moments where I've said, okay, I need a listing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to speak personally. This podcast, I have not made a penny on it. I've probably put out altogether a couple $100 so far, which to me, for a hobby, my husband spends $150 going golfing once, right? You know, you can spend a lot of money on your hobbies. So that's how I'm looking at this right now. But I guess for me, I love doing this. If I could get paid enough to do it, I would do it full time. But on the other hand, it's such a soul nourishing thing for me. It's doing something else for me besides an income. And so I hate that I'm looking at it only as a hobby.
Well, let it turn into the other. Don't make it about money. Make it about, I'm doing something that's going to help others. I'm inspiring people. Don't make it about money. Make it about, I'm doing something I'm really enjoying. And just keep it there. It doesn't matter if you're making money on it right now. I do charge money for readings, and I am expensive.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I do groups, because I'm so much more
affordable.
Very much affordable, very much less expensive. And when I do private reading, I'm expensive. I know that, but I would never charge more than I would pay.
Yes. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I would never do that. And I always try to help people out. You know, I have specials and that kind of thing that I do. And real estate's the same way. You know, we look at realtors and we think they're all millionaires. Well, they're not.
No. I know so many realtors. I have a lot of friends that are realtors. And that really is one of those jobs where you need to save for a rainy day, because there is going to be a rainy day. And you have to be very careful with your money, because you get these huge chunks at one time, right?
You pay for your advertising, you pay for travel, you buy your client a lunch, you pay for all that, everything. And it is costly.
Yeah. And I love the balance of real estate being, it's a legal thing. You're doing legal transactions, and it's so different than tapping into your intuition and tapping into this knowledge that seems to come from another place. And my very first podcast episode is an animal communicator, but she was in tech for 30 years. And to me, those two things are so different. And I love that. I love that someone can be successful in two completely different areas, because I think we all grow up thinking, oh, I was good at English, I'm going to do something with reading, writing, but I was terrible at math, so I don't ever want to look at another number in my life. You know, that's how we grow up, you know?
Well, right. We want to veer away from something we're not comfortable with. I have a very linear mind, and I'm very good with that. So I'm a dichotomy of the esoteric mosaic way to be, and then that linear thing, I'm very good with that as well. It's a weird balance. Like, I'm not very woo-woo. And this isn't in my vernacular to be like that. I can say things. I'm very spiritual. I'm faithful, very faithful. That might surprise a few people, but, you know, I work with the Holy Spirit. I work with the Holy Trinity. That is where I get it from, and I keep it that way. I don't discount somebody who doesn't. I appreciate what other people do.
Right.
And everybody has their own way. I only can care about what I do.
Do you think, and this is off on a little bit of a tangent, but our intuition, do you think that we are able to tap into that the older we get, or do you think that we have it, but we fight it off when we're younger?
Well, I have always explained it as, okay, we all know math, general math. We all know how to add 1 and 1 equals 2.
Yeah.
We all have our capabilities of how far we can go with that. There are some people that are physicists, and there are some people that can just do addition and subtraction, where we all have an intuition. We all have that inner wisdom. It's how much we use it, what we open up to.
Right.
What has surprised me in my life, in my work, meeting people that you would be very surprised that they had a real strong intuition, that they were using that and sharing it with others. You know, it's all walks of life.
Yeah. Have there been times when you had a message that you actually didn't want to give that person? Like,
funny you should ask that. I had a weird experience with that once. It's a little bit of a story, but I'm going to tell it. I did a group. This was in San Ramon. There must have been 20 people at this group. And a lady was talking about her brother who was passing. And I felt my mother and my best friend were there helping me with this group. And I could hear my friend say to me, and tell her it's wonderful here when he arrives. Let her know. And I didn't say it.
oh, how come?
I don't know, because she asked me another question. I just didn't pass it along.
Okay.
So the next day, my sister was with me at that reading. My father had some weird thing on his leg, and she was going to take him home with her to LA. I was sitting there having a cup of tea and looking at my phone, and I get my friend from the other side coming to me saying, what? You don't like what I have to say? You don't care what I have to say?
Oh my gosh.
And I went, oh my God, Kim, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Whoa.
I will call her and tell her. I will call the hostess and let her know, please forgive me for that. Because Kim loved my work. She loved it. She absolutely loved it. And we were best friends throughout our lives. So I had to show my sister how to do the wound care on my dad. And so he's sitting in the chair. I'm in a chair. She's standing behind me. And in that room was a fan that when you hit the switch was 10 feet away from where we were sitting.
Uh-huh.
It beeped. It made this 5 beeps. Like one was louder than the next. We're all sitting 10 feet away from the switch. All of a sudden, the switch starts beeping.
Oh my gosh.
It does the 5 full beeps. And I said, oh my God, it's Kim. And my father said, what? It's just a light. I said, yeah, Dad, it's just a light. But who's doing that? He said, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kim and I had a joke about that light, because I would always say, well, I can't figure this light, the fan, the whole thing. I can't figure it out. And I would say, let me be light monitor. We would laugh about that.
Oh my gosh. And so she told you.
Yeah, I am here. And next time I tell you something, you better.
Interesting. So sometimes it's messages from your loved ones that tell you, hey, this is, oh my God, that is incredible.
But I can't do what I do for myself.
Okay. Yeah.
I had another experience with somebody who was a dear friend of mine also. It was a man that I knew, and he was funny, and we had some fun together. He was a great guy. And I hadn't seen him for a while. And I had this day where I just felt so blue. I couldn't stop crying. I'm like, this isn't normal for me. I don't have depression issues. So I called a friend of mine, and she said, just go with it. Go upstairs and just watch movies all day long. Go do something. Just take a day. So I go upstairs and I'm watching movies, and I smell cigarette smoke in my bedroom.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's like somebody is smoking a cigarette in my room, and I don't smoke. And I said, okay, I know you're there and you're trying to tell me something. I don't know who you are, but I don't allow cigarettes in my bedroom. Put that cigarette out. And it disappeared.
Wow.
The next day, I got a text from a friend of mine telling me that he had passed away that day.
Oh my gosh.
And I think he came to say goodbye.
Did he smoke?
Oh, like a train.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
I didn't know it was him, though. I didn't think that he died. He was so young. He was only 50.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I tend to think that people come to me in dreams. I had 2 friends in high school. They died in a car accident, and it was a huge shock. I mean, they were 16 and 17 years old, and devastating. And Hollister is a small town, so it was devastating. They were a couple, so it was a boyfriend, girlfriend, and so their families knew each other. So anyway, it was like wake, funeral. It was 4 days of services and crying. Anyway, at one of...
Was she pregnant?
I don't know. I don't know. Not that I know of, but
I'm feeling that while you're saying that. Anyway, we don't need reading.
No, I'm not doing this for a reading.
I can't help myself.
So I had this dream, and most of the time you don't remember your dreams. This one is as vivid in my mind right now as it was when I woke up. I was 16. And I was at school in the weight room, and it was PE, and I looked over, and this friend of mine walked in, and I was like, oh my God, you're alive. I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe it was
in the dream.
In the dream. I'm so glad that what we thought happened didn't happen, right? I was just so happy. And I went to hug her, and she said, you can't hug me, but I'm okay. I get the chills thinking about it right now. And it's been over 40 years. And to me, that wasn't a dream. Part of me believes that was really her coming to let me know that
it was. You
was okay.
You are correct. We call that a visit.
Okay.
I get those visits. That's what I get. I don't have dreams, but I'll get a visit.
Yeah.
And it's quite remarkable. And something like that, you never forget it. You can't explain it. You also have an overwhelming feeling of emotion with it every time you talk about it. Sometimes when you have that happen, you have a headache the next day.
Oh.
And it just takes a little while for you to get back in your body is usually what that is. It's really heavy duty. That's big.
Yeah,
that's really
it was, and it really made me feel better. It did bring me some peace. So I can see how people talking to you would get some peace, because I'm not religious at all. I do feel like I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. And so when people talk about heaven and all of those things, I just don't know.
Well, but that's very personal. That's a personal thing. So you and me, what we believe separately is very personal.
I totally agree. My belief of heaven is you find out all the things that you wanted to know. All the things that you ever wanted to know are, one, you find them out, and two, you're okay with them. So did my mom really love me? All these things that maybe plague you during your life, I think come to you and you're at peace with whatever the answer is, That's my belief.
I think you're onto something with that. I think that when we are in that realm, we know everything. I have never seen heaven that I can explain to you. Whenever I've had a visit, it's in some weird, obscure place, like sitting on a thing staring at the earth, or by a lake, or it's bizarre. And one time I did have a vision of heaven that was so spectacular, and the colors were so unreal that I can't explain it. I get tongue-tied. I can't say it. And that vision has stayed with me ever since I had it. We all have a different belief system. And as a reader, as a psychic person, I have to accept that about others.
Right.
So it's not about my faith. It's not about what Anne Roman's thinking. And that I can see with certain people that do read when it's too much about what they think.
Because you're probably getting a lot of skeptics. I don't know. Maybe if people are willing to pay, they're not skeptical.
That's probably why I charge a little bit more. But the favorite thing for me is that all my business has been referral. And that is really nice because I don't advertise Anne Roman. Groovy Mystics I do, but not Anne Roman.
Okay. So most people that come to you, they're not trying to test you to see if you're right or wrong.
Oh, there have been moments.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been some moments. And I'm like, I'm not up for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you what I get. I don't know what that person's thinking in his head. I'm not a mind reader. I'm telling you what you need to know about. And I don't want to come off as caustic or nasty. I want to remain friendly and loving. And sometimes
it's hard.
I don't sound like that.
Well, we have our limits.
Yeah, I'm allowed to have a sense of humor, but I have had some interesting things. I've had situations where the biological mother will come through and not the adoptive mother. And that is very weird because I don't know who it is.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm going to get. few years back, I did a group. I want to say there were like 15 people at this group. And while I'm putting my face on and doing my hair before showtime, I have people coming to me. I have the spirits, and some of them will come to me and say, I want you to know I'm here. I'm here. And I really want to make a connection. So I'm like, okay, it's okay. We'll do you. Don't worry. That happened to me this one night. And I go to the house and the hostess says, well, my husband, he doesn't want to be a part of this. He's upstairs. And I said, okay. So then I start doing my work and it's his mother. I knew nothing about his mother.
Wow.
And she was, oh my God, she was beautiful. And the wife says, hold on a second, let me go get him. And he came downstairs. He couldn't believe it. He said, Anne, I can't believe that you're getting all this. You've made a believer out of me.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm still blown away by the stuff that I get. You know, I also do healings.
Okay.
That I do remote.
And what does that look like?
If you have an ailment or you have something that needs to be healed, I do a thing that I can't really explain, but I prefer to do it when I'm by myself in the quiet of the evening alone. And I do it with the help of the Holy Spirit. And I've had some amazing response with that. I've done some hands-on before, and I love that work. And I used to tell my kids, if we let people know that I do this, we'd have a line outside the front door.
I know. And so what do your kids say? How many kids do you have?
I have three. And two grand.
Oh.
And they're psychic.
Really?
All of them. Yep. Yeah. They're all very in tuned, very psychic. They all have strong Scorpio in their chart. Which doesn't hurt. And they're all in different ways. You know, my daughter is amazing. She teaches people to tap into their intuition. She has classes that she does. She likes to do parapsychology stuff, ghost. And I don't do that, but she does it. And she's really amazing. My oldest son is really in tune with animals and nature. And he's got a knowing. It's just unreal. And my youngest son, he's very connected to God and has healing ability and is very intuitive. We all read tea leaves. My kids had to do that. Being English is just, you know, I'm more English than American sometimes, I feel, because my mother was English. And, you know, my Nana taught me how to do that at a very early age.
Wow.
Oh, look what you've got here. Oh, you know.
That's really cool. My grandmother didn't teach me any of that. No.
What did she teach you?
I had a very tiny, slightly mean French Canadian grandmother.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah, very.
That's too bad.
I think a very rough childhood. She moved here at like age 12 from Canada, and not the nice part of Canada, like Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
I know it was a rough life. And then my other grandmother was an Italian grandmother. I think I would have to think about that first. But my Italian grandmother, unconditional love. Like,
I figured.
Yeah, without a doubt. Unconditional love.
I studied Italian for a long time.
Yeah. Those Italian mothers, you can't do anything to make them not love you.
You know, exactly. It's, you know, and the Spanish are the same way. You may be mad, but you're going to sit at the table and eat with us.
Exactly.
You don't cut anybody off.
Yeah.
We're very loving. I was very blessed with my grandmothers. Both my grandmothers were just beautiful, wonderful women.
Yeah.
And thank God for that, because I really needed my grandmothers growing up.
I can imagine.
But, you know, my great-grandfather from Spain, my grandfather Antonio, I never knew him. He died in 1934. He was in the olive oil business in Spain. He was the manager of the olive oil company. And then he came here. There were a lot of Spaniards that came together. All the Spaniards used to come from around the Bay Area to get his advice on stuff.
Oh.
I'm like, did they?
Wow.
I had what I had. Yeah. I think that I got it from him, I think.
I just read a book, and I need to look up the name of it because it's going to drive me crazy. But it was about, they called her a witch during the Dust Bowl, like the Great Depression, the Dust Bowl, but she had a different title. She was, and the Vault. They called her a Vault, I think it was.
Vault.
And it's such a good story. I'm going to have to, hang on.
Oh, I'd love to read it.
Let me look it up. It's on my Audible. She would get everyone's secrets. And so they would pour their secrets into her, and she would keep their secrets, and it would relieve them of this burden.
I've heard of that before. It's cultural. I have heard of secret keepers where they go to someone dying and they tell them what they need to know. Yeah. Not a priest.
No. The Antidote. The book is called The Antidote.
Oh, I love it.
And so anyway, really good book, Antidote. But that's kind of what that reminds me of, is coming from whatever place to talk to that one person that can help you get to whatever you need to get to.
Right. Or just help you with what you're dealing with. The interesting thing is, like, if I have a mother and a daughter, I can't talk about what the mother said or what the daughter says. I have to keep it completely separate. And there's been a challenge with that. Sometimes I have to look at it or say, help me with this. Please help me deliver the words that I need to give both of them. But that is an interesting thing. And it does run in families. We're not gypsies. Although I do love flamenco dancing. The
part that I really love so much is the bravery of just doing something completely different. I love that. And
not caring
what people think, what people are going to say. I just admire that so much.
Thank you. Because there's times where I've thought, you don't want to know what I'm thinking. And it's like, who are you to judge? Who are you to tell me what I'm doing? And sometimes I will get real strong rooted religious people telling me what they think that I should be doing.
Oh, that what you're doing is a contradiction to what they believe.
But they have prophetics in the church, and I'm like, it's doing the same thing. Don't discount me. It's an interesting dichotomy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. And I love the difference between real estate and what you're doing is so vast, but I love that it's just you. You're doing both of those things at the same time,
Yeah. Real estate, not so much right now.
Right. But obviously you don't have to, right? I mean,
I would like to have a transaction. That would be really nice, just to keep my juices flowing. I talk to a lot of realtors. I have a lot of realtors that call me and ask for advice about certain things that are going on with the transaction.
Yeah.
And I always see it clearly. I've helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, got to keep those juices flowing. But I'm really into the Groovy Mystics right now. And after I get that launched, I'm really going to go hard on launching my book and getting my book out there. It's doing okay. It's been selling, but it's not on the New York Times bestseller list.
Right.
But it's very inspirational. It's called Smile for a Minute.
Oh, I like that. So anything that you give us, we will put on our website.
Wonderful.
And one of my questions is, do you have any advice? And your sentence is, if you have a calling, you must follow it. And I really love that because it's never too late to do something that you love. And sometimes you have to trust in the universe that whatever you need to do, or that interior voice, whatever it's telling you, you should do it. You really should. Don't talk yourself out of it before you talk yourself into it.
Don't let fear be your guide.
Yes. Agree. I agree.
You may not be a millionaire, but do you need to be?
Yeah.
It's not about that. It's about doing what your passion is and loving that passion.
I agree.
I cannot stop doing what I'm doing. It's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. I love that. Well,
thank you.
Thank you. And I guess your superpower kind of is self-explanatory, but
Well,
do you have a different one that you want to add?
I said, okay. I sent a text to my friend. I said, okay, they're asking me what my superpower is. No, you're a psychic medium. I said, I believe so, but I have so many. I mean, I can do voices. I can do accents. I've thought about maybe doing voiceovers with that. I mean, I having an English mother. My mother used to say, you can speak like you're from places that I've never been to. My mother used to say that. I can do all kinds of accents. And you think I'm from there. They're that good. I have a propensity to learn foreign language. I've studied Italian. I speak a little Spanish. A little bit of French, speak British English and American English, so I understand both the linguistics of the language. I cook, I make unbelievable cakes, I make unbelievable dinners, and those are my superpowers. Yeah. You know, I've delivered 3 babies without smearing my makeup with no anesthetics. You know, sat up Indian style an hour later holding my baby. That's a superpower.
Well, I can tell that your other superpower, so one of my good friends, a couple episodes ago, we talked about what advice you would give your younger self. And she said, just love yourself. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. And we kind of talked about that and how we don't compliment ourselves enough. We don't boost ourselves up enough. That our generation, probably yours, was taught you sound conceited if you pat yourself on the back. And that's bullshit. Like, you just listed off a whole bunch of things that you're really good at. And I love that you can do that. And it's so admirable. It should be the norm because men tell you how good they are at everything. Women do not.
Oh, but we know. It's a secret. We keep it a secret.
That's true.
We keep it a secret.
That's true. But I love that. So I'm going to add complimenting yourself and being very just positive about yourself. I freaking love
have
that.
My moments, trust me.
Well, I'm sure.
We all do. I'm human.
But I love that. And I really want to thank you. This was such a fun conversation. I could do this every day. Yeah.
This was great. I really enjoyed this, Carla.
Me too. Thank you so much. Yeah. Once your business is relaunched, maybe we can do another one.
Oh, that would be great.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Right. And I look forward to meeting you.
You too. Okay. All right. We'll talk later.
Here.
Okay. Bye. Thank you for joining me on today's adventure. Special thanks to Gio for whooping my ass in trivia. I look forward to having cocktails with him in the year 2037. A huge thank you to Anne Roman for sharing her unique talents and her superpower of acknowledging herself for the badass that she is. Thank you for listening to Gen X TrustFall. If you liked this episode or have a suggestion for a potential guest, please check out our website at genxtrustfall.com. Gen X TrustFall is produced by me and the recording master, Ryan Loomis, at Double Banger Studio. Music by Ryan and Sam. Website and advisory by Amy Clifford.